to another plan with me. We are going to be filming the 18th through the 24th, and we're going to be using the Sunrise Kit from SPC. These colors are super fun. We do have, this is just doodles, yeah, all the doodles there. And I'm just very excited because these colors are just so fun. I got some extra baddies right there. Perfect. How many boxes do we got? Those ones, we got that one. And we've got these ones actually. I think I like this better because I like the orange dress. So I think that's where we're gonna go with everything. I think that's where we're gonna go with it all. Okay. As far as foil, I'm using the Shine bundle from my shop. I'm using font 15, and we're using Autumn Mixed as the foil with this kit. Here it is. It looks so good. And again, this is the Shine bundle, which I am obsessed with. This is just gonna look so good. A lot of people refer to this foil as the candy corn foil, but I'm showing you that it's a versatile. It can be used in things that are not Halloween, because it also does look like a sunrise or a sunset. Oh, this is called Sunspire, not Sunrise. LOL. Reading is hard. For the amount of reading I do, you'd think I'd be better at it, but in fact, it turns out I'm not. Anywho, so on Monday, Chris and I did some book shopping, of course. I think I only got one book this day. I got the book called Heartstrings. It's book 2 in the first book was called Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks, and this is book 2 in this little interconnected series. And I was really excited to grab that. Then we went to Cabo Bob's, and Cabo Bob's has been so good lately. Like the onions, ugh, so good. So freaking good. But we got that, we got groceries, we came home and I did laundry. And then I did some work and I did read. Make sure you are subscribed over to Hannah's Reading Room so you can get all the updates on how these books be going and stuff. I listened to the audiobook of Wild and Wrangled this day, which is going to be in a mood reading vlog. And I also listened to the audio If You Tell a Lie, which will be in an episode of Besties Picks My Reads, where my friend Caitlin picked my books. So super fun. Then we move on into, where's the days of the week that I should have worked? Where's the day numbers? Oh, here they are. 18. So then the next day I spent the morning kind of relaxing. I had gotten my period that weekend and I just was not feeling stellar pretty much for the rest of the week. Got McDonald's and I read. On this day I was physically reading and annotating The Measure, which is going to be in a mood reading vlog. So good. Still a 5-star. I sobbed. I literally sobbed. And I listened to the audio of The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore, which is also in that mood reading vlog. I read a lot of things for that mood reading vlog. Basically, I had requested a bunch of series books on Libby, and they all came in at the same time, but I too recently had done a continuing series video, so I needed something to break it up. So did that. I meal prepped this day. I meal prepped quesadillas for Chris and I watched Dimension 20. And then Wednesday, the first thing I did was I called my dad. I worked. I did read. I finished The Measure this day, and I started listening to Well Traveled by Jen DeLuca. It's the final book in the Well Met series, also for the mood reading vlog. I binge watched the new episodes of Love is Blind, and then I did have a phone call with my friend Kieran, who I have not talked to in quite some time. The last time he came to visit was December 2023, and then he was dealing with some life stuff, and we just like haven't had like a chance really to catch up. So it was nice. We were on the phone for like a couple of hours just chit-chatting it up and catching up, which was good for the soul. My sister also did call me this day, y'all, I gotta tell you. So I like just genuinely don't care if anybody sees this, but basically at the time of my mother's death, she was dating this guy, and he's literally like the scum of the earth. Hate him, simply. And my sister was getting, he has a niece who does not really like him either, and she was visiting. She lives in Washington, but she was visiting. My sister went to get dinner with her, and so my sister called me afterwards just to like give me the tea on my mom's boyfriend. So that was also really funny. And then Chris and I watched Dimension 20 whenever he got home. Thursday I worked and I read, what did I read? I finished Well Traveled this day. Or I continued reading it. I actually didn't finish it, but I continued reading it. And then I didn't work super late this day because I was feeling very emotional and sad. So I marked that. And then got McDonald's, I'm assuming. That's what this fast food sticker is indicating, is McDonald's. It tends to be what it means. And then Chris and I watched Dimension 20. On Friday, I watched a bunch of YouTube. I did some work, and I was feeling extremely anxious this day. Like, my anxiety was honestly not good. Like, it was really, really, really bad, honestly. And so I purchased the Tiny Bookshop game on our Switch, and I just played that literally until it was time to leave for game night, basically. Actually, I didn't mark any of this, but I'll tell you guys about it. Basically, I was feeling really anxious. I was playing the game. Chris came home from work and I got ready, and we were gonna go out to dinner, and we drove to like this new place that we wanted, basically wanted to go out to dinner, and I didn't want Mexican food because I was making queso for game night. And so, and Mexican food is the only thing that's close to us. Anything else is like a 15-minute drive, 10 to 15 minutes. Besides like a couple of breakfast places, but it was like 4:30. But anywho, we then had to stop and put air in my tires, which took dumb long and whatever. By the time we got to the restaurant, it was like a 30-minute wait, and then it was like a 25-minute drive, and it was just, it would be cutting it too close because I still had to make the queso for game night. So we just said fuck it, and we went home, and I just made the queso for game night. Then we had game night. Basically, for our summer draft, we were doing like a little supplemental draft or supplemental pack opening for this like chaos draft that we're doing. So we did that, and then we just played a bunch of games of Magic, and then Chris and I went home, and because he was really tired. It was basically his schedule hadn't been situated. It's been situated since then, but it was like he worked Friday really early in the morning. I was gonna have to work Saturday really early in the morning, so he was super tired when we got home. So he just literally fell asleep. So what I'm getting at is we did not watch Dimension 20. It's literally all of that to say I just watched YouTube. Then on Saturday, I worked, I watched some YouTube, and I did read. I listened to the entirety of Beneath the Stars, which is for my mood reading vlog, and it is the first book in the Sugar Lake series by Emily McIntyre. She's most well known, I would say. What I know Emily McIntyre's name from is the Hooked series. I don't personally have any interest in like a dark romance fairy tale series. None of that sounds good to me, but I wanted to try this series. I did give it a 3. That book, oh my god, I have so many thoughts on that book, but like basically it's about this girl, and she has this thing in high school with like her best friend's brother, and she has like this guy best friend, and they're like a group of 3 friends, and then just the whole time I wanted her to be with like her male best friend. He was just like better. So the whole time I was just like simply not rooting for the male main character. But anyhow, I did that, and then Chris and I did go out to dinner this day to that restaurant. Basically, he came home from work and changed, and I was already ready, and it was like, I I don't know what was going on Friday, because we got there at like basically maybe 10 minutes earlier than the day prior. Not a lick of a wait. Sat us right on down. And it was pretty good. I got like half a soup and half a salad. I got a Caesar salad and baked potato soup. The soup was really good. I feel like with Caesar salad lately, every time I get it, I feel like it has too much dressing on it. So it did feel slightly overdressed, I will admit, but it was so good. And we had gotten fried pickles, and there's other things on the menu that I would like to try. So we definitely will be going back. When we came home, I played more of my game, and then Chris and I watched Dimension 20. And then Sunday, I started the morning by getting us McDonald's breakfast, and I finished up working on orders. Chris was at work this day, and then I did watch YouTube, and I listened to the entirety of Fahrenheit 182. Also, the word Fahrenheit, if you said, Hannah, I will give you $100,000 if you can spell the word Fahrenheit. I can't spell it. That word's so hard. Is that just me? I mean, it really very well could be. I'm terrible at spelling, so I would not be shocked if it's just like a me issue. But that word is a trick key, let's just say. But I did listen to that, and then on my Kindle I finished reading Hideaway, which Fahrenheit 183 is going to be in a reading nonfiction video. And then I finished Hideaway Heart, which is the second book in the Cherry Tree Harbor series, which will be in it's the final book in that mood reading vlog. That mood reading vlog did eventually end. It just like took a while to get to the end. But yeah, so that's what I was reading. And then, oh my god, the day before, I really wanted Chris to go get me a milkshake. I was like, I'll buy you something at McDonald's. I buy, you fly. And he was not agreeing to it. He just kept telling me, no. No. So on his way home from work, he was like, so you want that milkshake? And I was like, hell yeah. And he bought me that milkshake and picked it up, and it was scrumptious. Had a milkshake and a large fry, and it was just what I needed. Just what I needed. Well, that was really crooked, but too late. And then Chris and I watched some Dimension 20, and then that was essentially our evening. Chris has just been going to bed hella early, like early for us. Like, he's been falling asleep. This night he stayed up till 11, which is pretty late for him, but he's been going to bed at like 10:30, and I'm just like, what are you doing? It would be in my best interest if I would just go to bed, because like I said, I've been sleeping so poorly. Actually, I don't know if I said that in this video. This is the 4th video in a row that I've filmed, so I am getting a little confused as to what I said where, but if I didn't mention it here, I've been sleeping horribly for weeks, and like, it would be very much so in my best interest if I would just go to sleep whenever Chris does, but like, I'm just not really tired. I'm not tired enough to fall asleep at that point. So it's just really tragic vibes. But just doing the deco now, and then I just need to pop in the header overlays, and then that's everything for this base. And then I will pause to take pictures of the base, and then we'll zoom in for the day by day. You know, I've been really loving that I've been taking these base pictures, because there's so many spreads that I'll do plan with me's on and be so obsessed with how the bases look, and then I will like not have taken any pictures, and I get so irritated with myself. Not that this is like my favorite spread ever, but I do think it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? How are you doing? I wonder when this video is gonna go up. I already have, I don't know. This might be going up my birthday week, question mark. I'm not sure how, I think I only have videos scheduled up through this week, but that could be incorrect. I don't know. It's either the week of my birthday or the week before my birthday. We'll see. We will see. We will see. Ooh, no. There we go. I am just literally not in the mood to do anything today. I don't really have a ton that I have to do today. I do plan to go for a walk, mainly because I need to make some headway in my audiobook because it's going to be due. It's probably nobody's waiting for it because nobody was waiting for it. It was just available when I rented it, I believe, borrowed it, but it's due like before I'm going to have another big work day, so I do need to make some headway on that. I could switch to just reading it physically, but I'm not liking it enough to want to do that, you know what I mean? So it's a real predicament, but we're gonna zoom on in now and do the day by day. Okay, had to also change your battery, but here she is. Get it to focus. I do think this looks really pretty. I feel like it's not coming across as pretty on camera, but it did look good in my photos, so there's that at least. So we're gonna use this label to mark shopping, and then we will use this to mark Chris and I getting lunch, then groceries and laundry. Speaking of laundry, I do need to switch my laundry, but this was like the last video I had to film, so I'm like, it's just gonna have to wait till I finish filming, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna use a shopping bag icon from the mini icons sheet. If there are any mini icons you would like to see full sheets of, let me know and I can make that happen. And then we're gonna grab Lottie with her fork and knife, and then we're gonna grab a grocery cart icon from the mini icons, as well as a laundry basket. So for shopping, I'm gonna grab the shopping script, which is from the foil bundle, and it's in font choice 6. Otherwise, my scripts from my customs are gonna be in font choice 15. We're gonna grab a with Chris. We're gonna grab a groceries, and we're gonna grab a laundry. Groceries and laundry. Lovely. It looks so good. There, you can really see the color there. That looks amazing. Okay, down here I'm gonna mark working. Then I'm gonna mark reading. And then watching Dimension 20. Filming 2 Plan With Me's back to back really just shows how boring my life is. I'm like, wow, it's literally all the exact same things. So for working, we're gonna use the laptop. Then for reading, we use the mini book icon, which we do have full sheets of already in the shop. And then for Dimension 20, I'm gonna grab the TV mini icon, which again, we do already have full sheets of those in shop if that's something you are looking for. So we'll grab our scripts. We've got work, read, and Dimension 20. Amazing. Up here, we're gonna mark that I just kind of relaxed. Then got McDonald's and read. Mickey D's and read. So for relaxing, I'm gonna grab Lottie in her bed. For McDonald's, I'm gonna use the fast food icon from the mini icons sheet. And then for reading, I will grab this, which is like the splayed out book. So for relaxing, I'm gonna use Relax from the foil bundle, which is gonna be in font choice 6. And then the rest of the scripts are gonna be from my custom multi, so back in font choice 15, we've got McDonald's and read. Cool. Then down here, I organized my magic cards. Basically, I had ordered a new, like, case to hold them all. So that came in the mail, and I used some time to organize them. And then I did have to, like, order some more card sleeves. So I organized them as best as I could. So for organizing the magic cards, I'm going to use the card mini icon. Then for meal prepping, I'm going to grab Lottie looking like a chef, because she was a chefing it up in the kitchen. And then I'm going to grab the D20 on the Doodles 2 to mark watching dimension 20. So for organizing, we'll grab that from my custom multi, as well as Cook and D20. Cook and D20. Boom. Into Wednesday, I talked with my dad on the phone. So we'll mark that. And then I did a little bit of working, nothing crazy, but a little bit of worky poo. And I did read. Okay. So for talking on the phone with my dad, I'm going to use the smartphone icon on the mini icons sheet. For doing a little bit of work, we're going to grab the retro computer, and then for reading, I'm going to grab the stack of books. I'm going to grab a with dad, a work, and a read. A work and a read, a work and a read. Perfect. Then down here, I did binge watch the new episodes of Love is Blind, as I do. I talked on the phone for a while with Kieran, and then I did watch Dimension 20 with Chris whenever he arrived home from work. So for watching Love is Blind, I'm going to use the Netflix laptop because it is on Netflix. And then for talking with Kieran, I'm going to grab the other mini phone icon. And then for watching Dimension 20, we're going to grab the big old TV. So we're going to grab the binge watch script. Here it is from the foil bundle. That's in font choice 5. And then the other things are going to be in font choice 15 from my custom Maltese. Okay. Moving into the second half of the week, the first thing is going to be work and read. Work. I actually really like the purple pattern, is my favorite pattern in here, so I'm going to try to use more of it. The little like smileys in the plaid I think is really cute. I'm going to grab Lottie on her laptop for working, and then I'm going to grab the audiobook icon for reading, and we'll grab the appropriate scripts. Work and read. Then down here, I'm going to mark that I was feeling down in the dumpster. Classic me. And got fast food. And nope, incorrect color. Got fast food, and then Chris and I did watch Dimension 20. So for getting fast food, I am going to use the fast food icon from the mini icons. There are 2 of each icon in here, just so you guys know. And then for being sad, just grab this from Papershire. And then for Dimension 20, I forgot I had these, and then I used them, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. I do have D20 stickers in my shop, so just use a little black foil D20. I think it looks so cute. So we'll throw in Sad Bitch. I'm going to use fast food from the foil bundle, so that'll be in font choice 5. And then we'll grab D20. Okay, on to Friday. First thing in the AM was a good old YouTube binge, apparently. And then do that, and then we can use that little thing that I accidentally pulled off. So for YouTube binge, we're going to use Lottie sitting at her big TV. For working, we're gonna use the stickers sticker. And then that other label is marking me being very anxious. So we'll just use this little face. I don't know, it's from Once More with Love or the Coffee Monsters Co. I can't tell the difference with the little faces. So YouTube binge, work, and anxious. This is when I turned to the game, the tiny bookshop game. So we did get that game, which was wonderful for my mental. Had game night, and then I watched YouTube whenever I got home. Game night, and a little YouTubey poo. So for playing this game, I am going to grab the Switch icon from the mini icons sheet. For game night, we'll grab Lottie with her playing cards, because we did play card games, aka Magic the Gathering, and then the YouTube laptop for that. We're going to grab Tiny Bookshop. We're going to grab Game Night. And then we're going to grab YouTube Binge. Real time this week, we're doing our next session of Daggerheart, and I'm so excited. So freaking excited. Okay, so we're going to throw this in for work. And then I'll throw this in for YouTube Binge. So for work, I'm going to grab the planner sticker. For YouTube Binge, we're going to use a movie clapper from my shop. I have to go to the craft store before game night sometimes. So probably Friday during the day, I'll see if Chris wants to go out to the craft store. Because I want to get some, I want to like work more on my Daggerheart journal. So, perfect. Then I did read, so we can grab this. Chris and I went out for dinner. I played more Tiny Bookshop. And we watched some Dimension 20. Pretty chill-tastic evening, honestly. So for reading, we're going to use the book icon from the mini icons sheet. For Chris and I getting food, we're going to use the place setting icon. For playing the game, I'm going to use the bed because I laid in bed and played a game, you know what I mean? It works. And then for the show, we're just going to use the TV, making life easy. Read with Chris, Tiny Bookshop. And then I will use TV Time from the foil bundle, so that'll be Fun Choice 4. Then we'll just move on into Sunday Fun Day. First thing will be that I got McDonald's breakfast. It worked. Had a YouTube binge. Okay. So for getting McDonald's breakfast, I'm going to use the car icon from the mini icons because I just kind of swung through the drive-thru real quick. For work, we're going to use the boxes, the like package icon because I do package up orders on Sunday. And then for YouTube, we'll use the movie clapper from the foil bundle. We're going to use takeout from the foil bundle, which comes in Font Choice 6. And then we're going to grab work. And then I'll grab the YouTube binge from the foil bundle, which is in Font Choice 4. Perfect. Then down here we will mark first and foremost reading. Then my glorious worth the stomachache milkshake. Duh. And then technically orange goes next, but I'm just gonna grab blue because I don't have a label in orange, so it's fine. So for reading, we're gonna grab the headphones here. For the milkshake, I'm gonna grab the heart icon from the mini icons sheet. And for watching Dimension 20, I'm gonna use the bed because I laid in bed and did it, you know what I'm saying? I laid in bed while I watched it. So I'm gonna throw in a read script. Gonna throw in a milkshake script and a D20 script. that's everything for this spread, you guys. Here she is. I think this foil option was so good with this kit. It really brings out all the oranges. But that is everything, friends. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!